Yeah, so I've been living in France for a little over 2 years now, and it's been a cool experience. But I've noticed one question that I often get is like, "Oh, so what are you doing? What are you doing out here?" And I don't really know how to respond to that other than just like, I don't know, just living. Yeah, so I do a lot of things, right? And also don't know what type of videos I'm gonna make because I do a lot of things. Photography, writing, um, trying to work on making videos, that sort of thing. But then also like, the gym, exploring, traveling, eating food. You know, these are all cool things I like to do as well. So video games, anime. And yeah, so it's kind of hard just to be like boxed into like some form of content. And maybe that's a greater issue that I should write about. Like, how content creation, how capitalism and marketing and branding forces us into a box to express ourselves or to, turn ourselves into this type of, it corporatized the personality. And it's like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, so I definitely recommend you check out my Substack. It's where I write about my perspective moving from United States to France, my thoughts, opinions, my experiences just in life in general, and just me learning as I evolve and just kind of sharing all different types of things. Yeah, highly recommend, of course, because I've written it. Chilling out here, a lot of graffiti, which is a whole culture in itself that I've been kind of learning about. The big pieces, the respects between each of these pieces. You don't go over top of someone's, good work. Unless it's just like, some trash type stuff, but, or you're going to do a better piece. But yeah, it's been a chill, nice, sunny Saturday. Look at that sun coming through the cloud. I'd have it no other way. Yeah, should have wore a better pair of shoes. A lot of mud out here. I feel like concrete is just such a clean look. It's smooth, it's solid, it's structural. You know what I mean? Simple, functional. And look at that, solid, solid stuff. Just surrounded by it all. But with this, it kind of like has me wanting to discover more furniture, right? I'm not seeing a ton of buildings and that sort of thing, but it'd be interesting to come across and discover more furniture. And a lot of times too is because I don't know, I'm just under the impression that we always often think, you know, as brutalist as these huge, structural buildings and that sort of thing, where it can exist in our everyday life, day to day, no matter where we're at, in kind of small ways that we don't really realize, you know what I mean? Whether it's just like a small set of stairs that are designed brutalistly, a pillar. Sometimes I see just like bed gardens, you know, designed in that same fashion or aesthetic. So, um, yeah, I think here in the near future, I want to kind of explore, see what I can discover in regards to that. Um, you know, that more just day to day existence of it rather than these huge buildings and that sort of thing. Even though the huge buildings are cool.
There's kind of two paths that I'm on, right? And that is the path of, like, yeah, figuring out life in France and becoming more established and more ingrained in the society and culture here. And, perhaps obtaining citizenship one day. And secondly, is also this pursuit of just like my individual passions. So they're both kind of happening at the same time, right? Like me exploring my photography and trying to make pursuits in photography, me delving into my writing and sharing that and trying to grow my writing. Um, and yeah, just kind of like me trying to explore my hobbies, all while also trying to integrate and learn French and, you know, um, yeah, so life is pretty busy between the two of those things. So, I write in my Substack talking about like my experience and that sort of thing. And I don't know if in this video necessarily I want to talk about like the biggest things that I've noticed about France, and I don't know if I necessarily want this to become like a France channel, but so I'm kind of confused in the direction which I want to go with, you know what I mean? And in some ways, how I have so many different projects, my want for creating some form of consistency with these long form videos may not be a reality. And I don't, so it's, in some ways, I don't know what to expect. And as a viewer, you shouldn't have any expectations. Well, I guess you should have expectations in terms of being entertained and good quality. But um, like I just don't know where I'm going in this direction when it comes to long form content. But perhaps that's the fun.